My friends convinced me to download it like a month ago, maybe. It had been 2 months since Connor and I broke up. They said they wanted me to get out there again. I said I wasn't really ready, but they told me to just use it as a joke. When I did, I got a bunch of matches right away. A lot of mediocre guys with equally shitty pickup lines. Then I picked the first halfway decent one and went on my first Tinder date, you know, as a joke. And oh my God, I didn't know a person could be so boring. After 20 minutes of hearing about how brilliant Father John Misty is, I made up an excuse about my sister visiting and then I unmatched him afterwards. I almost deleted the app, but my friend said, go for it. The second guy, he was fine, I guess, but he did that thing, you know, where he'd check his phone mid-conversation and then he'd try to change the topic to whatever was on his phone. Ugh. I told him we should do it again sometime, but when he texted me, I just told him I was really busy. I mean, I was busy, but like... I matched with this guy, Andre, 3 or 4 days ago, and he seemed cool. Music major, cute smile. So now I'm on my way to get coffee with him. And I don't know if he's right or the time is, but I only downloaded it as a joke, so what do I have to lose? Is that Mozart?
No, actually, it's... Hey.
Andre?
Hi, Chloe?
Hey. Did you order yet?
No, I figured I'd wait.
Thank you. I'm so sorry I'm late. I lost my MARTA card and then I had to get a new one and I lost all the money on the old one. It was
Hey.
just...
It's fine. It's fine. You want to order?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go. So do you know what's good here?
Okay, so I hear the cold brews are specialty. I usually get this one thing, basically a milkshake with espresso in it because I'm not grown up enough for anything fancier. You said you're a sociology major?
Yeah.
It's a baller move.
Thank you. And you said your guitar?
Yeah, well, the degree is technically music industry, but I primarily specialize in guitar. So we study theory and recording and live sound.
How good's your cold brew?
Solid. Tastes like Guinness. We brewed it ourselves.
Yeah, I'll get that.
Actually, I can get this.
No, I got it.
What you looking at?
Tinder.
You're using Tinder on a Tinder date?
Seemed appropriate.
Isn't that like a breach of etiquette or something?
Why?
Oh, God, let me line up a backup plan in case this guy's a fuckboy.
No, I was rereading our chat history.
Wait, what for?
You know, the way they set up these profiles, it's basically like a reference guide for conversational topics. Like how we both like the Strokes.
We have so much in common. Do you like the Beatles, too?
Chloe, order up.
That's me. They had yours too.
Oh, thank you.
I really like this area. Didn't realize we were so close to the zoo.
Hey, we can go run and see the kangaroos after this if you want.
Nice.
Wow.
What?
They put Andrew on my cup instead of Andre. They don't even sound alike.
Haven't you heard? They actually do that on purpose because some people post the misspellings on Instagram. It's free publicity.
Everything's a conspiracy nowadays.
And we're co-conspirators whether we want to be or not.
Well, the joke's on them. I don't even have an Instagram, so.
You're not missing much. What's that smell like to you?
says it smells like midnight.
That's not a smell.
I get oak, mostly.
Yeah, let's say oak. Is your school around here?
Yeah.
Are you in a dorm then?
Nah. I live off campus. Actually, not too far away from here. It's mostly just freshmen in the dorms.
Oh.
Wait. Do you live in a dorm?
Yeah, most everyone does.
Not many schools in Atlanta do that.
I think it's just part of Agnes's whole liberal arts college thing.
As opposed to Atlanta State.
Right. Are you from here?
Nah, I'm from LA, from the Valley.
I love California with all its thes. The Valley, the 405.
What about you?
Kansas City, Missouri.
There's a Kansas City in Missouri?
The Kansas City is in Missouri.
Did the settlers not know what state they were in?
They weren't in a state. That was like back in the Louisiana Purchase days. The town of Kansas was one of the first pioneer settlements. So they named the city first and then the Kansas Territory. And then they got statehood afterwards with the whole Kansas-Nebraska Act.
Huh. That's pretty neat. They call the valley because it's a valley. How do you like Atlanta compared to Kansas City?
I like it all right, I guess. But Casey-Mo, she'll always be home.
I need to check it out sometime. I've never been to the Midwest.
Yeah, most of it's not worth seeing, except Casey-Mo and Chicago, and I guess Mount Rushmore. I don't know. Everything else is corn.
Oh, okay. Shots fired.
It's not as hot, though.
True.
It's brutal out today.
Yeah. Are we still too young to be, like, talking about how nice the weather is? Not 40 yet. Actually, I've been trying this new thing out lately.
What?
It's kind of like a New Year's resolution, even though it's not a New Year.
So it's just a thing you want to do?
Yeah, I guess. The word resolution just makes it sound more official.
Like the Gulf of Tonkin resolution.
Yeah. I never understood New Year's resolutions anyways. It's not like the first day of the year has any real significance. Time is just a social construction.
Yeah, I've seen Arrival.
Anyway, my resolution is I'm trying to cut all small talk out of my life.
So what, small talk is like eating carbs or, smoking cigarettes or something?
Isn't it? Empty conversational calories. I feel like too much of it, it's bad for your mind, bad for your soul.
I don't know, though. It's like a social lubricant, or an ether. It becomes the space through which real conversation can travel.
But it's not necessary. It's just something we're used to, so we don't question it when we ask each other, how are you 10 times a day?
So what provoked this decision? That is, if asking that question doesn't count as small talk.
I think it's safe, because it's big talk about small talk.
Meta small talk.
Exactly. So, about 2 weeks ago, a friend of mine from high school invited me to a party at his place, and he lived in Dunwoody, so I called an Uber. And the driver was this older woman from Sri Lanka, I think. And I was about to, put some headphones on and bop to Jay Brecky. And this woman asked me if I was afraid of death.
Jesus.
And I got a little scared at first because, partially when you're in a stranger's car and they ask you if you fear death, you think they're a serial killer. But also because opening up like that to a total stranger, that's just as scary.
So what happened after that?
So I told her. I said it wasn't the death part that I was worried about. It was the dying part that scared me. Getting hit by a car, drowning, gunshot to the dome and all that.
Or a serial killer.
Yeah, exactly. But you want to know what she said back to me?
What?
She said that when she died, she wanted it to be in the most painful way possible.
Yeah, that's some Ted Bundy shit.
Okay, that's what I thought too. But I asked her, and she explained that when you're alive, your body only experiences a tiny fraction of the pain that it's capable of. Even getting shot or giving birth is just a fraction of the pain that, say, getting burned to death would be. And she said that if she could die in the most painful way possible, then the actual moment of death, the release of that pain, would be the purest joy possible.
But that's assuming you're capable of perception at the moment of death. And isn't death the removal of perception? So really it would just be unimaginable pain and then cut to black?
I mean, I don't think so. The point is, that's just how our conversation began. There was a lot of traffic that night, so driving to the north side took like 45 minutes. And talking the whole way like that. Life, death, meaning, everything. When we arrived, we both got out of the car and hugged, and I told her it was the best car ride of my life. And I meant it.
Wow.
Yeah, so then I'm at this party where I hardly know anyone, and people are asking me shit like, oh, what's your school like? What's your major? And I can't do it anymore. So I started asking people if they were afraid of death.
That was your opening line? Like, hi, I'm Andre, nice to meet you. Do you fear death?
Basically.
People must have thought you were John Wayne Gacy.
Yeah, some people got weirded out. Most, actually. But there were a few people that I got some really interesting answers from. It was kind of my litmus test. Like, if someone didn't like the question, I figured I wouldn't gel with them much anyway.
That's kind of douchey. Okay, well, not necessarily douchey, but dismissive. I mean, I'm sure a lot of those people would love to have that kind of conversation, but people don't go to parties to confront their own mortality. They go because they want to have a good time, escape.
Maybe. Oh, wait, no, like, that's what the test was. Like, are you the sort of person who wants to escape? Like this one girl. I went up to her and asked her that question.
You went straight up to her and asked her that?
Yeah, and basically she told me.
Okay, if a guy came up to me at a party and asked me that question, I would assume either A, he wants to cut off my skin and wear it as a suit, or B, he's trying some artful way of hitting on me.
Really?
Yeah, and I bet that girl thought the same thing. I'm assuming she didn't give a good answer.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that probably had more to do with the fact that she didn't want to sleep with you than a lack of conceptual depth, and I mean that in the nicest way.
But it wasn't like that, though. It was just... Her answer just tripped me out. She said that she didn't fear death because she'd been blackout drunk before and that they were basically the same thing. And I was like, just so unsettled by that.
I mean, is she wrong, though?
Well, yeah.
You've been blackout drunk before? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, blacking out or drinking at all, really, it's removing yourself from yourself or your own awareness. Even casual drinkers do it to a certain extent. And death is the moment in which you're completely removed from yourself. Like the French have this expression.
La petite mort.
Yeah, the little death.
Yeah, I'm a Quebecois.
Nice. Yeah, it refers to the moment of orgasm.
And how that moment of oblivion is the closest we get to death while alive. And yeah, I just don't think drinking is removing yourself from yourself. It's removing your inhibitions. You say things you wouldn't have the courage to otherwise. You're more you.
But what makes that more you?
I mean, people think things all the time that they never say, that they never act on. Alcohol makes it easier to do that.
But what makes those thoughts the valid ones? I mean, for every thought that you have that you don't act on it, you don't because you have an equal and opposite thought that says, hey, cut that out. It's Newton's third law of turning up.
That law, though, that's based on fear. Fear of rejection, fear of judgment, fear of exclusion.
I mean, it can suck, but that doesn't mean it's not a part of you. We live in a society, so that desire to feel included, that's just as valid as all your base desires. You're neither more nor less you.
That desire didn't come from you yourself. It's societally coded.
Most things are societally coded. Sociology degree paying off.
I don't believe that.
Well, now we're just down to nature versus nurture, and that argument's been going on for centuries.
Yeah, true.
Your small talk thing reminded me of something my dad used to tell me. It's called the Ford system, and it's all the things you're supposed to talk about when you first meet someone.
You talk about your F-150?
No, it's an acronym. It stands for family, occupation, recreation, and I forgot the last one.
I'll look it up. Okay. Yeah, family, occupation, recreation, and dreams.
Yeah, dreams. That's it. It's kind of sweet.
Yeah. It says here there's also an opposite acronym for all the things you're not supposed to talk about.
What is it?
Rape.
Yikes.
Mundo.
Oh, what does it stand for?
Religion, abortion, politics, and economics.
They really could have come up with a better acronym for that, like PAIR.
It is easy to remember.
That's true.
Ford seems all right, though. Kind of like a conversational game.
You want to play? Indulge in some empty conversational calories?
Alrighty, then. How do we play?
I think we should just give the briefest answers possible, just whatever comes to mind.
Yeah, I like it. Who goes first?
Pick a number between 1 and 2.
1.
Okay, 1 comes before 2, so you go first.
That's not how that works, but okay. Let's see. Family. 2 parents divorced and a brother named Leo. All right.
Okay, mom's from Amsterdam, dad's from Milwaukee. I have a sister named Heidi. She's in med school at Drexel. I have a little brother, Peyton.
Hey, come on. Short answers.
And a brother. Go.
Occupation, zoo gift shop cashier. Pop off.
Agnes, admissions assistant.
Nice alliteration.
Assonance, actually.
Nice assonance.
Thanks.
Oh, recreation. Guitar, music, weed, soccer.
Okay, painting, cycling, and watching large amounts of prestige television dramas.
Very specific. I like it. Dreams. I know it sounds cheesy, but the inner 6-year-old in me still wants to be a rock star.
And if there's a job where I can just get paid to travel the world and do literally nothing else, I'll take it. Ford's a fun game.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I have another proposal, though. A bolder one.
What?
Let's play rape.
You really could have phrased that better.
I'm so sorry.
Well, you basically just truth or dared me.
So?
I could play the game of pair.
You first this time, only fair.
Politics. Rad femme democratic socialist.
Hard libertarian and paranoiac.
Ew, so you're like in the alt-right?
Lol, no.
What do they even mean by economics? Like, am I a Keynesian? Is that what they're asking?
I think they mean your socioeconomic background.
Oof, okay. I don't know. Middle of the pack, I guess. We shopped at the Hy-Vee. Probably means nothing to you. Casey Mo Grocery.
I guess, I just feel weird saying this. My family is comfortable. Yeah.
Cool, I guess. Okay, abortion. Oh, this could be a deal breaker.
On the count of 3?
Okay,
1, 2, 3.
Pro-choice. Thank God. Religion. Agnostic by birth, don't really care.
I used to be an atheist, but I've been reading a lot of the Tao Te Ching and Bhagavad Gita lately and getting a lot more into spirituality. It's really
Short
interesting.
answers.
Wow, what a game.
I don't know if I can look at you the same way anymore.
Same, honestly.
Actually, while you were on your little alt-right rant, I thought about something you said earlier about how alcohol makes it easier for you to do things you normally wouldn't. Because you know what else does that?
What?
Tinder.
You're right. I never would have used that cheesy pickup line I used on you in real life.
Really? You never would have said, "Are you Hurricane Irma because you're blowing me away" in real life?
Surprising, I know.
But even that conversation there, like, if we had met organically in a class or something, I never would have asked you your views on abortion.
But because you know you never have to see me again, it's fine.
Yeah, honestly. I don't know, though. Having that freedom isn't always a good thing. For every decent Tinder conversation I get 2 guys asking me for nudes, and 1 guy that I don't respond to who then writes me an essay explaining how I'm a bitch.
Damn.
Yeah, guys on the internet are the worst. Have you ever seen a comment
The
section?
internet was a mistake.
I think people our age are just at a weird crossroads with it.
Because we're the first generation to grow up online.
Yeah, and we're also the last generation where digital technology was a new thing. Like, we still remember dial-up and VHS and flip phones.
Whereas all the younger kids have grown up with iPhones and everything.
Yeah, it's totally natural for them, whereas we're still figuring out how all these things fit into our lives.
And they usually fit badly.
Yeah, my roommate, she has a real horror story with all that.
What happened?
So she was on a date, might have even been a Tinder date, actually. And they went to dinner at Echo near Tech in Midtown.
Yeah, I know it.
Right, and This guy, he made like a huge show of paying for the meal, and she even offered, but he was like, no, I need to.
Chivalry's alive and well.
Not quite. So they finished dinner, and nothing really like happens between them afterwards.
Yeah.
And you know what she woke up to the next morning?
Missing kidney?
No. The guy sent her a Venmo request for her half of dinner.
What a charge.
I know, right?
Could it work the other way, though?
Like, how do you mean?
Like, if I woke up tomorrow suddenly feeling chivalrous, could I Venmo you the $3 or whatever for your cold brew?
I mean, I wouldn't complain, but don't think you would get a gold star for it.
Would you take the payment, or would you refuse it because you're like a modern woman?
I'd take the payment, and not because I'm not a modern woman, but because I'm a broke college student. Chivalry's kind of fucked up, though. Like the whole throw your jacket on a puddle thing. Like, I'd rather just step in a little water than hold on to your soaking shoulder all night. Well,
Oh.
I had an idea for an app once.
Is it Snapchat for dogs?
No, that's just Snapchat already.
Are you sure it's not Snapchat for dogs? They have Uber for dogs now.
What are you talking about, WAG?
Yeah, so actually, I had a friend who worked for WAG on the phone lines, and they, this guy called in one day, and apparently he had been walking this dog, and it just died.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was horrible. So this worker had to just pick up this dead dog and carry it all the way back with people watching.
That is so awful. Anywho, my app.
Yeah, okay, sorry.
So you know how love is like just a chemical reaction in your brain?
No.
I mean, like, when you think you're in love, or I guess when you fall in love.
No, like, I mean, I get the concept, I just don't agree with it. And if you're making that argument, isn't everything?
You don't agree that love is just a certain pattern of your neurons firing?
No.
Then what is it?
Well, you know, we all have a soul, and sometimes souls find an affinity to other souls for a reason our minds can't comprehend. And that's why love suspends all reason.
Okay, but setting aside metaphysics for a second, just entertain the idea that love is just a certain pattern of your neurons firing.
All right.
Okay, so you can reasonably assume that one day scientists will figure out how to artificially recreate those same patterns, right?
Yeah.
So that's where my app comes in. It's like the perfect version of Tinder, except no profiles, no swiping. You just put in your name and your sexual orientation, and then you get paired with a random stranger of the compatible sexuality, and the scientists fiddle around in your brains for a while, and then bam, you're in love.
That's terrifying.
No, it's beautiful.
They're all strangers. Isn't compatibility a thing?
It doesn't have to be. I mean, you wouldn't have to worry about awkward first dates or if the person's out of your league. You love each other. That's baseline.
But what happens when that starts to fade and the two people realize that they're not actually supposed to be together at all?
Same thing that happens now. Rinse and repeat. They just sign up for the app again, and just like that, they'll move on.
Wow.
It's modern romance, but without all the anxiety and boredom and failure. It's just the highest heights of love, but all the time.
So what would you call this sci-fi horror movie dystopia app?
I would call it In Flame, but like N-flame. It's like Tinder, but even hotter.
What?
Tinder. You know how Tinder is the stuff you use to start a fire? Like Tinder or kindling?
Oh, that's why the picture's a flame. That makes so much more sense.
What did you think it was?
I thought it was like tender, like chicken tenders or warm, tender emotions.
Do you get a lot of warm, tender emotions from Tinder?
No, but you'd be surprised how many chicken tenders I get from it. And I only use Tinder as a joke, so.
Oh, this date is a joke?
Yeah, did they not tell you?
And if it went well and we did it again, would we be going out as a joke? And we could get joke engaged and have a joke wedding and pop out a couple of joke kids.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's a good joke.
You know what's gonna be crazy?
What?
in like 10 or 20 years when there will be kids whose entire existence will be contingent on their parents having used Tinder.
Yeah, that's nuts. Or like it isn't. Like I have a friend who's dating someone she met on Tinder, and whenever anyone asks them how they met, they either lie and make up some other story, or they say it like it's a joke, like they're supposed to be ashamed of it, but I mean, why does that matter? They found someone.
I guess. I don't know, just because there's also so much shit attached to Tinder too, like what you said about guys spamming dick pics.
Or ghosting.
Yeah, exactly. It's awful.
Have you ever ghosted anyone?
Yes.
Then I don't think you can say it's awful. It's just another form of social interaction now. Communication through lack of communication. And the message is, I don't fuck with you.
I mean, it wasn't that I didn't want to talk with them. Half the girls I ghosted, I was still into.
So why did you ghost them?
Because it's hard having to be the first one to text all the time. I'd put it off for a few hours, and then for a day or two, like writing an essay, honestly, and then I'd say, well, she hasn't texted me back either, so probably better off not.
Tell you what, after this, you do not have to text me first. I can handle it if it's so awful.
Yeah, thanks. The really awful part, though, is that, like, after you've done that, it's over. Like, you can't go back later and text them.
Well, duh.
Duh, why duh?
I mean, look at it from the girl's perspective. She'd figure that either A, it's just a booty call, or B, you were trying to get with someone hotter and it didn't work out, so you came crawling back.
Shit.
Yeah.
I mean, see what I mean? Technology fucks everything up.
Is technology fucked up, or are people just fucked up?
Now there's a question.
I mean, people, baby boomers, are always acting like technology is making people so much worse when really it's just people already having been the worst. They act like it's such a tragedy that strangers don't make conversation on trains anymore because they're all on their phones. But it's like, those people would have been antisocial, phone or no phone, and the people who want to make conversation still do.
You really don't think technology is bad at all? Like, how can you say that when we're going to be remembered as the internet porn and memes generation?
Every generation expects that things are going to shit. Like, people thought the printing press was evil when it was first invented, and now they lionize books like they're the only path to true knowledge.
Okay, hey, don't hate on books. They're great. They're holdable. They can kill roaches. They take an attention span. Cell phones have killed the modern attention span. We're like chain smokers.
But are we like the chain smokers?
Fuck them. And I'm serious. You've probably felt that urge to check your phone during this conversation. Now, granted, you're a polite person and you haven't, and I haven't, but we're still both waiting for that fix. I mean, even having it on the table changes the dynamic. You can feel its presence.
Oh, its presence. Oh, so scary. Fine. Day is saved.
Yeah, thank God. I was gonna have a fucking heart attack there.
I don't even think phones are such a bad thing. It's literally a box that connects me with every person I love.
But is that really a connection, though?
Oh, here we go.
Look, I think social media conditions us to behave in a really unnatural way. It's a performance.
Isn't everything a performance, though?
We construct better looking, happier, funnier versions of ourselves, and then we show them to the world and we pretend in real life like that's us. What do you think it would be like if the person you are met the person you pretend to be online?
I don't know. It'd probably be like The Parent Trap or something.
Did you want to walk around the park?
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, yeah. Hey, you know the name of the guy who invented Tinder?
Oh, what?
Sean Rad.
His name is Sean Rad.
Yeah.
That's not a name. Doesn't sound like a tech guy. It's like someone from the X Games or like a ska band.
Yo, no shame. Being in a ska band would be so fun.
You in a band?
Yeah, we're called the Sad Dads. We're like if Mitski and Mac DeMarco had a baby and gave it up for adoption to Earl Sweatshirt.
That's cool.
Yeah. I can show you one of our songs.
Yeah, go for it. Love it.
Thank you.
You're a very indie person.
What does that mean?
Like you probably don't vibe with Taylor Swift.
Snake.
Okay, I am so not here for how the media covers her. Okay, first of all, that entire feud with Kanye was about as real as pro wrestling. It's kayfabe. Second of all, even if it was real, nothing she did was unjustified. Thirdly, Taylor has every right to face heel turn her image into reputation, old Taylor can't come to the throne right now, bad girl mode. And lastly, like, the entire coverage of her for the past decade has been just patronizing, reductive, and ladled out in a way that she would never have to deal with if she were a male artist.
Damn.
Yeah, sorry, I have a lot of opinions about her. I grew up on Fearless.
No, hey, don't be sorry. It's how I feel about Young Thug.
So what's this place called?
So this is Grant Park, and Zoo Atlanta is right over there.
Is that Grant like Ulysses S. Grant? I mean, wasn't he on the other side?
Nah, Franklin T. Grant? Okay, time to flex my inner tour guide. Franklin T. Grant, a circus man. This park used to be full of elephants, acrobats, and bearded ladies.
That sounds not true.
No, I swear. And the old circus facilities have been turned into the zoo. The giraffes there are actually descended from Franklin's trusty pet, Larry Longneck.
You're so full of it. God. Okay, look, it's Sean Rad.
In the flesh.
All good.
Stay gnarly. So what sort of stuff do you study at Agnes?
All kinds of things. Cultural anthropology, behavioral science. I wrote a term paper on eugenics last semester.
Damn, so you're like smart, huh? Wait. But you mean like Nazi eugenics?
Yeah, that's part of it. I mean, it was big in the US too for a while. People don't realize. It's kind of fascinating, actually. It's a bit like hard communism in that on paper you could see how someone would think it's a good idea. But once you try to implement it, it gets real horrible real fast.
Wait, why?
Well, it's a matter of deciding who gets to decide who breeds. Thank you.
Gotcha.
You know, if we had like a perfectly unbiased IQ test, which doesn't exist, that might work.
Yeah.
But, you know, usually it's just straight up racism.
But I mean, even an intelligence-based hierarchy is shaky ethically. I mean, like, we might be on board because we're decently intelligent people.
Okay, don't get too far ahead of yourself, dude.
For all the bad shit dumb people do, they still have rights, and that includes 2-point whatever kids.
You know, smart people do bad shit too. IQ does not necessarily correlate with benefit to society.
It totally does, though. What with him and all?
Oh my God, him. Do not get me started on him.
If there's anyone who didn't deserve the right to 4 kids.
Yeah, 4 kids is a lot. Okay, this sounds harsh, but should that even be a right? I mean, people don't talk about it, but so many of the Earth's problems are due to overpopulation. Do you know the #1 thing you can do to reduce your carbon footprint is to have 1 less kid? More than flying less, driving less, eating less meat.
But, like, that's such a sacred right, though. Like, whether you're talking religiously or scientifically. It's, you know, why we're here. To spread our genetic material and whatnot.
Okay, but the more we do that now, the less chance that people in the future have to do it. So all that genetic material's eating up our resources. We are stealing the metaphorical bread out of our grandkids' mouths.
I thought food wasn't the problem. Like, I read an article one time that said worldwide, obesity had become a bigger problem than malnutrition. Like, for literally the first time in human history, our problem is we have too much food.
Right. I said metaphorical bread. Like, the problem is we're not sustainable. We're running out of forests and fields, and we're burning fossil fuels, redistributing all these resources. More people just means more carbon footprints. And when 7+ billion feet come down on the Earth all at once, something's gonna break.
Damn, you are a sociology major.
I can't help it.
Hey, you know, if they ever need to decide, like, who needs to decide who breeds, I feel like I could do a pretty solid job.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, who would you pick?
Well, no one who merges without signaling.
So half the drivers in Atlanta are out.
Yes. Oh, also, no one who corrects your grammar in the middle of conversation.
People who yell, "Run, Forrest, run," when you're late to class.
Hell yeah. Oh, grown adults who read Harry Potter. Shameful.
People who say they're fluent in sarcasm.
Yeesh. With the Jews.
Dude.
Wait, what?
Too real.
Wait, was that too far?
Wow, this is just like one of those college brochures I kept getting senior year.
All we need is an ethnically diverse group of pals doing pal stuff.
That's exactly right. Not gonna lie, that was really stressful.
Why?
I haven't thrown a frisbee in like 5 years. What if I just totally missed?
That's not that big of a deal.
I don't know, I get in my head about it.
Hey, look, if it makes you feel any better, I probably would have done the same under pressure. Hey, want to do something crazy?
That depends on what it is.
Want to sneak into the zoo?
Yeah, no.
Okay, come on. I know all the blind spots, and besides, I work there, so if we get caught, worst case is I get chewed out.
What if we fall into a cage like that Harambe kid, though?
Trust me.
All right, lead the way.
Yeet! Isn't this pretty?
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of Alice in Wonderland.
Great movie.
And book. Yeah. It also kind of looks like this one spot in my hometown, actually where I got asked out to prom senior year.
Oh, that's sweet.
No, not really, nope.
What happened?
So this guy, well, okay, did your school also have really elaborate promposals? Like, was that a thing?
Yeah, that was such a thing.
Okay. So this guy that I knew, like, only vaguely, decided to ask me to prom, and without checking with any of my friends first to see what I would say.
Bold move.
Exactly, so I opened my locker one day, and all these leaves fall out. I'm like, what? And then I see they all have words written on them, but they're not in any order, of course, so I have to spend 5 minutes rearranging them, and they keep breaking as I'm doing it. But eventually I get the message. It says to meet someone at this one park after school. And I got excited because I thought it was this guy I had a crush on. Then I go to the park, and there are these arrows on the ground, also made of leaves, of course, and they lead me to this one tree. And when I get there, this guy pops out, and I'm just like, oh, you're not who I thought you were. Yeah.
Wait, did you say yes?
I had to. I mean, I'm not going to destroy this poor kid. God, the worst part was what was on his sign.
What?
It said, I do believe it would be a treat to take you to prom.
Oh, the cringe is real.
Yeah, looking back, I would never say yes to something like that now, but at the time, I felt pressured.
Well, how was the dance?
It was fun. You know, I was with friends. Had a good time, but, like, why did high school have to be so awkward?
I know. I think my promposal from junior year might beat that one, though, in pure awkwardness.
Oh, yeah?
It was a total disaster.
Oh, my God, what happened?
So, I had a crush on this girl I sat next to in Spanish class, and we had this joke where every time we'd get asked a vocab word and we didn't know it, we'd say chihuahua. It was a 2 out of 10 joke, but my friend Clint's family had a pet chihuahua named Carlos, who had some kind of skin disease and was totally blind.
Oh, the plot thickens.
So Clint and I show up outside this girl's house one day with little Carlos. I made this little sign that said prom, question mark.
Cute.
I taped it to his collar, carried him up to the front porch, rang the doorbell, and ran behind some bushes to hide.
And?
I guess he got scared or something because when she opened the door, he bolted away before she could even read the sign.
Oh, no.
And so Clint goes running out of the bushes to chase after his dog. And then I'm still hiding there because for some reason I think it'll still work out.
Right.
And then Carlos ran into the street and got run over.
Oh, my God, it died? Dude.
Nah. It got hit by some kid on a bike. But Clint was pissed, and I had to pay for the vet fees.
I thought that was going to be your second dead dog story of today.
I try to just keep it to like 1 per date.
Good. And the girl?
Yeah, once the confusion died down and Clint had left, she said yes.
So there is a happy ending in there somewhere.
Not quite. So, because I had to pay for all the vet fees, I didn't have enough money left over to buy a prom ticket. She wound up going with some other guy. And whenever I was at Clint's house after that, Carlos would not stop barking at me.
Well, that part you kind of deserve.
Okay. Yeah, I guess. But now I have a great story.
Yeah, so there's that.
Follow me.
God, why is it so hot out today?
That's Atlanta for you.
Is there somewhere we can go with AC?
Well, we could go over there and hang out in a bathroom. Or, we could go back to my place. I'm only like 10, 15 minutes away from here.
All right. I can't stay long, though.
Cool. Right this way?
Do you live with any roommates?
Yeah. Only one's in town, though. He's probably faded AF right now.
Shit, I screwed up.
What?
I small talked.
Oh, okay. Well, we can't have that now, can we? Oh, gross. I just said a cliche.
We're just the two most boring people in the world, aren't we?
I hate it when that happens, when I'm not exactly sure how to respond to something at first, and then cliche pops out instead.
You're really afraid of not being an individual.
Well, I don't think that's a bad thing.
I didn't say it was, but it's you.
I don't think you know me well enough to say.
I can't help it. See, there was another one right there. I don't know, cliches, they're not such a bad thing. You know, every society has these little phrases and codes, and when you engage in them, you express your membership.
But what if I don't want to be a member?
Well, that's the great thing about it. You don't have to be.
Sometimes I feel like I'm not meant to live like this. I want to just Kerouac my way across the country, you know? Or go off the grid entirely. Out in the sticks and live off the fat of the land. Let's go.
If that's what you want to do, then why don't you?
I don't know. Other times, I want something else out of life. And the problem is, if you want to do more than just survive, you gotta play the game.
Yeah. You can only rebel for so long. Eventually, you gotta make peace with the establishment.
Or you become the establishment. Like The Who. They said they'd hope they die before they got old. Then they got old.
And that's okay. What do you want to do when you grow up? Or, I mean, before you get old.
I don't know. I guess ideally I'd like to tour in a band. And I know that sounds cliche too, but it's all I've ever wanted to do since I was a little kid. I mean, Turner Field is right there. Can you imagine playing a show there? In front of thousands of people? And they're all there for your music? Gives me chills. But, probably just end up selling my soul to the record industry and producing or concert promoting or something. What about you?
Part of me wants to go into academia, but I don't know if I want to spend the rest of my life in school. My parents want me to go to law school. I guess I could do that. Maybe work with a nonprofit or something.
Okay, but what do you really want to do?
I don't know. Study people and the way they interact. It's like such an exciting time to be a sociologist right now. The rate at which human interaction is changing is faster than it's ever been.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I sound like a broken record, but technology has transformed everything. Even that expression is outdated now.
Hey, I have a record player.
Of course you do. But it's so fascinating. We're essentially running an experiment on our entire society, and we're all guinea pigs in it. Like, we don't know yet what's going to happen when people spend so much of their mental time in this digital realm.
Doesn't that scare you at all? That so much of our time is spent off in this other sphere?
No, it's exciting. I mean, you know, as an artist, you should be especially excited because
Why?
we're getting to experience a culture that no people ever have before, and we get to help create it.
Wait, why should I be excited?
Because we're returning to the folklore model. Or folk music in your case.
Folk music. Folk music is dead. All anyone cares about now is EDM and hip hop.
Okay, not like Simon and Garfunkel folk music. Like, how do I explain this? Do you remember when Time magazine made you the person of the year in '06? Like back when YouTube first started?
Yeah.
So it used to be that all arts were made in the folk practice, oral tradition, like folk tales. You would take in a story and then retell it, you know, put your own spin on it as you went.
So like old folk songs, like House of the Rising Sun?
Right, that's a good example. So like, used to be that anyone who wanted to could participate in any art. It was an equal exchange between everyone involved. But then, you know, Gutenberg invented the printing press and that all started to change.
In music?
No, in literature at first. And then in music, with Edison and the wax cylinders.
Yo, that'd be a good band name. Okay. Wait. All right, 3, 2, 1.
And this created a new dynamic for artists. The ones that we're familiar with today.
The rock star dynamic?
Yeah, that's a good example. Used to be that consumer and artist were one and the same. But once we could mechanically reproduce an artist's work indefinitely, you know, they got separated. And then we upheld certain artists as more deserving, like Charles Dickens or Frank Sinatra or David Bowie.
R.I.P. So you're saying it was a good development then?
Well, that's a matter of perspective. On the one hand, it created a bunch of great art because we funneled much money and creative freedom to the people who most deserve it, like Bowie. On the other hand, though, it delegitimized artists who aren't a part of that hierarchy, and then, you know, you're no longer considered a true artist unless you have a book deal or a record deal or you're in galleries.
It's literally my life.
And that's shitty, right?
Yeah, but it's also like, exciting at the same time, you know? It's like chasing the dream in hopes that you can make it someday.
That's if you make it. And that's what's starting to change with the internet.
What?
Well, first of all, piracy and streaming are killing sales in pretty much every artistic medium, except, I don't know, theater, which is dying on its own. But more importantly, it's democratizing creativity again.
Oh, so like YouTube or SoundCloud?
Yeah. The barriers of entry are now so much lower for artists than they used to be. All you need is an email address and a smartphone, and you can share whatever it is you make with the whole world.
Yeah, but I mean, like, most of those people are bad.
Isn't that kind of the great thing about it, though? And a lot of the practices from the folk days are coming back now. People are taking media they consume and transforming it, putting their own spin on it. Remixes, mashups, lo-fi hip-hop beats to study/relax to.
God.
What?
I think they're dying. Artists. Paid ones, at least.
Yeah.
And that's shitty. Would David Bowie be able to make Hunky Dory if he had to release it on SoundCloud? An artist can't make their best work if they have to support themselves through other means.
Yeah. I think that's going away, though. You know, the pendulum's swinging back towards folklore, and soon everything artists make will exist in a place like YouTube. Maybe not YouTube, because now Disney has its claws in that, but somewhere everyone will be making and releasing everything.
Yeah, you're probably right. It's weird, like, I grew up with the internet and all this stuff, and I'm nostalgic for the 60s and rock and roll and making it big.
It's lost-algia for a time you never knew.
Nostalgia?
Yeah, seems like a good word for it.
Punk rock lifestyle, punk rock regrets. Do you have that? Like
What?
a time period you'd rather live in than your own?
No. No, I imagine that there might be, but then I remember all the bacteria and the war, and the inequality. I like the present.
But yeah, but
I don't understand why people aren't happy with the present. It's like the past doesn't want you. It's already past.
I mean, like, it's fun to imagine, though.
I think we need to embrace what makes our generation unique. We're gonna have nostalgia for those things one day, real nostalgia. We might as well enjoy them while they're here. Even if that means internet memes and vaping and dab.
Oh, God.
Never said it was perfect.
I will say, I'm not fond of most 21st century creations, but I fucking love dabbing.
I like all the different variations, like the micro dab.
Or the back dab.
I once saw a kid who was sick, and every time he sneezed, he dabbed. It was like hardwired into him.
Incredible. Anyways, we're here.
So you're going for like a gentrification field then?
Yeah, that was actually the only requirement I had when I was looking for housing.
We're not gonna like walk in on your roommate jacking off or anything, right?
I make no promises. Also, he gets a bit territorial, so if he pees on you, that's not my fault.
Okay. Noted.
Easy, easy, what's good?
I think you might be busy.
Nice place you got here.
It's nice enough, I guess. I consider it my first adult place, so I'm trying to keep it relatively clean.
What makes this place adult as opposed to the other spots you lived?
Well, my old apartment came like pre-furnished, so this was the first time I ever set up a whole space by myself.
The oars are a nice touch.
Well, yeah, in case of flooding.
Do you have your own room?
Yeah. Right next to Hans. Let me put on a record. Okay, let's see. What kind of music do you like to listen to?
A little bit of everything, same as everyone else.
Yeah, that's another weird thing about the internet age. It's like, it used to be that having good music taste meant knowing one genre really, really well, but now you're expected to be vaguely familiar with everything.
Yo, man, how's the Tinder date, though? Was she regular hot or was she Mormon hot like you thought? Oh.
It's going okay, I guess.
Oh, shit. I'm so sorry.
Sorry about that. He's not big into the whole clothing thing.
Mormon hot. I can't say I've heard that one before.
You know, like hot. But like Mitt Romney hot.
So?
It's not a bad thing.
Am I?
What?
Am I Mormon hot?
Yeah.
Yeah, as you were.
Have you ever listened to The Last Band That Ever Was?
No, am I about to?
You bet. But this really small indie band from Athens only released one album and then completely vanished. But they're so good, you'll love them.
I bet. Music taste is such a weird thing.
I can tell you a lot about a person.
Yeah, that's what's weird about it. The fact that we know it can tell you a lot about someone.
Like how most people who like EDM usually suck.
Yeah, that, but also like, I know people will perceive me differently depending on what I listen to, so I'm always second guessing my musical taste. Like, am I listening to this band because I like their music or because I want to be the kind of person who listens to a band like that?
I think it's the first one, TBH.
Okay, and I don't mean any offense by this, but I feel like at least part of you wants to seem like the kind of person who listens to this type of music.
Well, I mean, who wouldn't with a name like theirs?
It's true.
My bad on that one. Andre didn't tell me he was having a girl
It's
over.
fine.
I'm Hans.
Chloe,
Nice to meet you.
good to meet you.
So, first impressions on this one?
He seems all right. His bio definitely said he was taller, though.
Oh, you know what they say? Tiresias says, of 10 parts, man enjoys only one. Women enjoy 10 parts. Height being one of them, which is one thing that Andre does not enjoy.
Is Tiresias one of your roommates?
Tiresias is a blind Greek prophet.
Okay.
I do have a friend named Tiresias, though. What have y'all been up to?
We hit the zoo.
I'd never been.
Wow, fuck that noise.
Oh,
man.
here we go.
The zoos
Wow.
should be illegal.
Why?
It's a locale. Like, I'm fine with animals lacking agency. That's fine. That's a cultural necessity generally. But when you not only take them from their land, but construct a simulacrum of that space, what is it? For colonized people, the most essential value is first and foremost the land. The land which will give them bread and above all, dignity. So when you alienate them locatably, you strip them of identity. A zoo animal is always a zoo animal, and nothing else.
That's Franz Fanon, right?
Oh, she woke. I like her, Andre. Keep her around.
Yeah, I think you're right. You know, he has that other quote too. What is it? A man who possesses language also possesses the world expressed and implied by that language. So because animals don't have language, they're dispossessed of the ability to imply a world. So they're continual victims of circumstance. Like Carlos, that dog, he didn't know he was blind. He just got scared and started running.
Right.
Oh, can Andre move out and you move in?
Hey.
He's all right though, right?
Nah, he sucks. Chibasi Erdna.
What?
Check this out. Chib Asi Erdna.
I'm so sorry.
Girl, eat some fish.
That's wild.
Yeah, we have a whole language like it. My girlfriend Kayla came over there.
Low-key the best thing she's done.
Oh my god. Are you a musician too?
Yeet. I play drums.
Cool. What kind of stuff?
It was Elvin Jones, a bunch of different stuff. It's not important. But, yo, I wrote a poem earlier today. I was gonna read it to Kayla. You wanna hear it?
Yeah.
Fuck this noise, man.
Dude.
Sometimes you forget the sheer impossibility of the child sitting next to you on the piano bench. Your eyes are round, but they still have corners. Corners. That's where the child stands. Try not to turn when the song ends. Wily the coyote doesn't fall until he realizes the ground is gone. But you do. The corner shifts, the coyote falls, and there you are. I've wandered too long in the desert. I haven't caught the bird. I'm only left to ask. To lay down. To lie down beside you.
That's vibes as hell, man.
That was beautiful. What does it mean?
Things don't have to mean things.
All right, man.
Alrighty, Tiger. I'm gonna head over to Kayla's for a little bit.
Cool. All right.
I'll hit you later.
Go for it.
It was nice to meet you.
It's really nice to meet you too.
All right. Peace, Chief and Wilderness.
He seems nice.
He's a jackass. A good one, I mean. Not the biggest fan of his girlfriend, though.
Why, she's stealing your man?
Nah. He and Kayla are, like, totally codependent.
I know what that's like.
Yeah?
Yeah. I actually just got out of this long-term relationship recently with this guy, Connor. He was great at first, really sweet, caring. And eventually I kind of just realized that all that caring was just his way of keeping me from leaving, I guess.
Well, like, isn't that the idea? Sort of?
No, not like that. In like a not okay way.
Yeah, that sounds like Hans and Kayla. The other week, he and I went hiking up at Sweetwater Creek and took some shrooms. And we were, trying to turn off, tune in, and drop out and all that. And so we turned our phones off the whole time.
How off the grid of you.
OTG. And so when we came down and Hans turned his phone back on, he had like 12 missed calls and a dozen texts from Kayla saying like, where are you? Why didn't you tell me where you guys were going? Blah, 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 blah. She was freaking out.
12 and a dozen, yikes.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, I do, actually. That reminds me, actually. Do you remember that Leaf guy from the story?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, he was a little, shall we say, enamored.
Who wouldn't be?
Thank you. But he was texting me constantly, and at a certain point I was like, I gotta set things straight. I gotta let him know I'm not interested.
It's always the mature thing to do.
So I texted him, and I wrote, we need to talk, but I mistyped, and it came out, we need to talk. And I just sent asterisk talk. And in my teenage brain, I was like, he probably gets it. What else would I need to tall about? So I just blocked his number and never talked to him again.
You are a savage.
Yeah. But it was senior year. I knew I was going to be leaving Kansas City probably forever. And at that point, I just didn't really care.
Nah, I totally feel that.
Wow, have you read Infinite Jest?
Nah, that's Hans's.
I feel like Have You Read Infinite Jest is the intellectual equivalent of Do You Even Lift Now? Connor tried to get me to read it. Got like 200 pages in, went, I think I get it. Put it down.
That's one way to do it.
I thought so. Bothered him though.
Hey, well, people have been doing that with the Bible for years, and that hasn't caused any problems, right?
Right. Play me a song
What?
on your guitar. Play me a song.
Sure. All right. Anyway, here's Wonderwall. Actually, that's a great song. Haters Can Choke. What do you want to hear?
I want to hear what you would pick to play for me.
Oh, gosh. Actually, I've been playing a lot of this one progression lately.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, I played this gig at a nursing home one time. We had to learn a bunch of old, like, jazz ballads for it.
Wait, I know this song. It's Long Hair, right?
Yeah.
It's from this movie my mom and I used to watch, Godspeed, Miss Delilah. It's about this girl who,
Delilah?
yeah. She works as a secretary at a seminary, but she falls in love with one of the students. And this is what he plays for her before they run away together.
Well, sing it.
I can't.
Come on.
You first.
Hey there, darling, what are you doing here with your long hair wanting to disappear? Ravens and lovebirds call out from the woods, asking, praying for us to leave for good. I know just who you really are, but I don't know just how far, far, far we'll go. I know just one thing in this world, and that's I love you. I love you. Hey there, long hair, what are we doing here? Two dreamers, two screamers, two soon-to-be sightseers. A big sky and big world for us to play around in. So tell me, sweetheart, how is all this sounding? I know just who you really are, but I don't know just how far, far, far we'll go. I know just one thing in this world, and that's I love you. I love you. That's I love you.
When was your last relationship? I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I don't know if I've ever had a real relationship.
What do you mean by real?
Like, I've dated people, and then I've done everything else and then refused to say the word date. I don't even know what the word relationship means.
It's the manner in which two people relate to each other.
But I don't know what it means. Like, from the inside? Like how you don't know how sex is until you've had it, or sushi.
I get that.
I mean, I've definitely had something. I'm not unexperienced or anything. Like I met this girl at a show sophomore year, and we saw each other on and off for like half a year. She sang in this Riot Girl style punk band. Super cool.
So hip.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. Hey, maybe it's like what you said about my taste in music bled into my taste in girls.
That's rich.
I think it might actually be true, though. Because on an actual emotional level, it just never really worked. We could never sit and talk like this. We were always playing music or having sex or doing drugs. It only worked when we were doing things or whatever it was, because she hated labeling things. So, which I get, just wanting to be two people who make each other happy, but it made everything uncertain. You know, I'd say to Hans, hey, my girlfriend's coming over, and then I'd catch myself and I'd have to say, no, my lady friend, or no, this girl I'm seeing, or some other fucking verbal gymnastics. I guess I could have just said Faith's coming over.
That's a nice name.
Yeah.
So what happened with your lady friend, Faith?
That's the problem. I don't really know. I guess we broke up, but you can't really break up something that never existed.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't want her as much as I wanted a girlfriend, and she was a lot of things, but she definitely wasn't my girlfriend. So one day I gave her an ultimatum, and I mean, where do we even get these ideas of like what a relationship is or what a girlfriend should be?
I don't know. For my parents?
That's such a bad idea. I mean, like, dating in the 70s is light years from what it is now.
Yeah. My parents were my age when they got married, and they've been together longer than I've been alive. I can't even commit to plans this weekend.
Well, hey, at least they weren't married like less time than you've been alive.
That's a good point.
Yeah. My parents got divorced when I was like 6, so I've never really had like a clear idea like, oh, that's what two people who are in a relationship are supposed to be like. Except for, I don't know, movies.
Those are pretty shit.
I don't think so.
But they're not real. You know, obviously. But it's like, where are these couples in reality? How many people making mad dashes through the airport are there, really?
They're all in Guantanamo Bay. Together.
Man, I know this isn't gonna happen for me like that, but I've been raised my whole life to believe it's supposed to be like that. You know, that's what I'm supposed to want, and that's what I'm trying to find. And I've been looking for it. I've been looking and looking, and it's not there. Like, Connor and I went to see this movie one time. I don't even remember the name of it, some rom-com. I probably even was the one who suggested it, because the last movie he took us to see was the fucking Wolf of Wall Street or some shit. I don't know. But this movie hit every single cliche. Like, this guy bumps into a girl at the grocery store and asks her name while he's helping her pick up her purse, and then they go on cute dates together and listen to Bon Iver, and she makes him feel more alive. And then he fucks up and she pulls away, and then he has to win her back by announcing in front of like a crowd of people how much he loves her, which, how fucked up is that he has to do it in public? Because of course she's gonna take him back. She doesn't want to seem like a bitch in front of everyone. Jesus. The worst thing was, this movie was actually really good. Like, it was cute and sweet and charming, and it really got me. Like, it would have been easy if it was just trash, but I really liked it. And so, when the credits rolled, Connor looked at me, and I looked at him. He had these sweet eyes. His eyes were his best feature. And I kissed him because the guy got the girl and I got the guy, and that was me on the fucking screen, even though I was absolutely miserable in that relationship. I'm sorry.
Hey, no, hey. It's fine. Hey. What happened after that?
We got into a fight on the drive home. We broke up a couple weeks later. Now he's with some girl who's really into performance art and makes him feel more alive. I'm not trying to make myself or anybody else feel more alive. I'm just living here. What time is it?
Huh?
Can you grab my
Yeah.
purse? Sorry. Shit.
What?
Oh, Christ.
What?
I think I left my phone back at that coffee shop.
Oh,
I have to go back and get it.
I'll come with.
No, you don't have to. That's okay.
No, I need to.
It's hot out. It's fine.
I'm used to it. It's no worries.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Do you mind if I use the bathroom really quick?
You know what? I'll go and then you can catch up.
It'll still be there. I promise. I'll be quick. You can relax. Ready?
Here, let's go. Do you know what the quickest way back is?
Yeah, just down this way, cutting all the diagonals.
Okay.
Hey, where do you think you left it?
Under the table. Remember when you were on that spiel about people being addicted to their phones like junkies looking for fixes?
Shit. I'm sorry.
It's fine. Shit, I'm gonna have to change all my passwords now. Facebook, Gmail, God, Amazon. I hope no one got my credit card information.
I think they protect that info.
God, I hope so.
You know, you fixating on it getting stolen is only going to make it more likely to get stolen. It's called the law of attraction. It's basically the idea that fixating on negative things brings more negative things into your life. So if you believe that you'll get there and find your phone, then you will.
God, that is literally the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard. What self-help book did you read that in? Think Your Way to Wealth and Success?
Well, fine. Then figure it'll either be there or it won't. You worrying about it won't affect that, so you should relax.
Pro tip, don't ever tell a girl to relax.
I'm just saying, having a positive outlook can help your life out.
You think I don't know that already? Jeez.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to snap at you. I'm just really stressed. Like, I get like this sometimes, and I'm sorry.
Hey, Chloe. It's fine. You don't need to say you're sorry.
Thank you. What are those people doing?
I think they're playing Pokemon Go.
That's still a thing.
It's like weirdly popular in this neighborhood. I think there's a lot of the event spaces around or something.
Yeah, I played that back when my brother told me to. Like, it was super popular, but then it seemed like it vanished.
Everyone moved on to the hot new shit, even though the game was just as good. I don't know. As much as technology scares me, it's actually a pretty good time. Just something like that has me worried for a bunch of knockoffs until half the people you see on the street are wired into VR. Some slippery slope.
Like the cotton gin.
What?
Like how Eli Whitney invented the cotton gin and it made cotton production easier, but it also increased the need for slaves, and then the Civil War happened.
Jesus. Yeah, I guess, like that. Or like how Nirvana was a good band but led to 15 years of god-awful music.
All right, time to visualize myself finding my phone.
It's gonna happen, I swear.
Excuse me?
Yes.
Hi, has anyone found a lost phone today?
Phone. I don't think so. You sure it was today?
Shit.
Not there?
Fuck today.
Hey, is this yours?
Oh, thank God.
Thank me.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was just about to take it to Lost and Found when I saw you freaking out, so.
Told you.
Thank you so much.
Be careful with that.
Anywho, this was fun.
Yeah. We should do it again sometime.
Yeah.
This feels like an unceremonious end. Did you want to sit back down for a bit?
Sure. I do have to go soon, though. My roommate's parents are taking us out to dinner. I'm not about to pass up a free, nice meal.
Solid.
Yeah.
I was thinking about what you said earlier.
Which part?
About movies and relationships.
Yeah?
It's kind of like what Philip Glass said about the taste gap.
About the what?
So it's like being a beginning artist, you get into whatever medium it is because you have really good taste in what you're making. You know, all the good songs or all the good books or whatever. But then when you start making your own, you get frustrated because your attempts are less than what your taste tells you is good. You write bad songs or paint bad paintings or whatever.
Ira.
What?
I've heard this before. Ira Glass said it, not Philip. Anywho.
Yeah, you're probably right. Where was I? Yeah, you have to be bad to get good. You have to write 12 shitty songs or paint a dozen shitty paintings before you make a good one. And as many or more before you make a masterpiece.
What does this have to do with movies, though? Do you want to be a screenwriter now or something?
God, no. And I'm getting to that. Anyway, I think relationships work the same way.
Like, you start dating because you have good taste in relationships?
Sort of, yeah. Like, every human being has their ideal vision of what a relationship looks like.
Not asexuals.
Well, yeah, but they're all just more highly evolved because they get to dodge all this crap.
I feel like it's a give and take.
Probably. I keep getting distracted. So when we first go through puberty and we start thinking about these things, we all have our ideal boyfriend or girlfriend or husband or wife in mind. But that's not a real taste, if you will. Because we didn't get that from experiencing past relationships. We got it from rom-coms and TV shows and Beatles songs. And we start like that with infinite expectations and no experience. We have no idea at a young age how to be even a decent boyfriend or girlfriend. So our first relationship or our first kiss or our first sexual encounter is always a disaster because our taste outpaces our ability. But then every disaster gets a little smaller, generally, until you finally reach the person you're meant to be with for the rest of your life.
Wow. You know, I once heard a poem that was similar to that.
A poem?
Yeah, it went, so it's going to be forever, or it's going to go down in flames. You can tell me when it's over, if the high was worth the pain.
That's lovely. Who wrote that?
Oh, just a contemporary American poetess named Taylor Swift. But wait, what about people like my parents? They were each other's first relationship, first kiss, first everything. And they're still together, so what does that mean? They still have bad taste?
I don't know. Maybe the same thing happened, but just with each other. And they taught each other.
That's kind of sweet.
Yeah. Just don't think it happens anymore. Like, for our generation.
I mean, it barely happened back then.
Yeah, but like culturally. We're not into the whole soulmates idea as much anymore. We've got more divorces, we marry later, we've got drunken hookups, and it's complicated and fucking Tinder.
That's the millennials' fate. We're doomed to a million flings.
And awkward coffee dates.
I don't think it's a bad fate.
It's not the worst.
Anywho, I do need to get going.
Fair enough. Hey, I'll text you sometime.
I'll try not to ghost you.
I'll do my best not to do the same.
Cool.
It was really nice meeting you.
Same. I noticed the sun going down as I left, so I called an Uber. I took a cue from Andre's story and asked the driver whether or not he was afraid of death. He said yes and left it at that. So instead, I told him all about my Tinder with Andre.
Suddenly, somehow, the clothing came back, and we tried to act like two amnesiacs, two strangers caught in a moment, not knowing what's next. But like children, saying we should be friends. Without thought of an incoming end, I can't see. Feel like a racehorse with blinders in hand. I try to distract myself, can't understand how we get